Hello viewers, have you been told about the Amazon Whispering Vine village before? The history of how the women village came to resistance? If you haven't, sit down and relax and let me tell you. In case you're just joining for the first time, please subscribe and hit the notification button. Thank you. In a time long ago, in a land surrounded by towering mountains and dense whispering forest, there lay a village unlike any other village. The village, nestled within the protective embrace of an ancient pine, was known as Whispering Village, the village of the Amazon women. What made it extraordinary was that it's not just a picture of beauty or the crystal clear river that ran through the heart, but the fact that it was the first village in the history where no men were allowed. The origin of the Whispering Pine Village started as a legend, as a tale that grandmothers told to their grandchildren under the moonlight. It was said that the many years ago, when the world was still young and the forests were filled with magic, the land was ruled by a king. The king was cruel and greedy, taking what he wanted without regards to the people. He ruled with his soldiers. The soldiers roamed the land, plundering villagers and seizing whatever they desire. The women of the land suffered the most, and they were seen as property. Their voices were silenced by the oppressed rule of men. But in one remote village hidden deep within the mountains, a group of women decided that they had had enough. These women were strong and resourceful, skilled in the ways of the forest and secrets of the earth. They gathered in secret meetings under the night, planned their escape. They knew if they waited to break free from the king, that it would be too late, maybe when they are all dead. So one day, they decided to leave. One night, under a full moon, the women of the village made their move, led by an elder named Anara, a woman of wisdom and courage. They fled into the forest, taking with them only what they could carry. The journey was long and treacherous, but the women were determined. They traveled for days, guided by the star and the whispers of the wind, but until they reached the place where the trees grew tall and the air was filled with scents of pines. It was there in the heart of the forest that they found a sanctuary. The land was fertile, the river was pure, and the animals plentiful. The forest itself welcomed them, offering them protection and sustenance. Anara, with her knowledge of herbs and healing, declared that this would be their new home, a place where they could live according to their own rules, free from the oppression that they had left behind. And this was how the Amazon village of the Whispering Pine was born. The women worked so hard to build their village. They constructed homes from sodden timber of the pines and planted gardens that soon overflew with fruits and vegetables. They hunted and fished using the skills they had honed from their village and the lives they lived before. And they shared everything equally amongst themselves. There was no need for money or trade, for each woman contributed her own skills. As the village grew, so did its reputation. One day, the greedy king heard about the existing Amazon pine village and how it has flourished over the years. So he sent his foot soldiers, a lot of the soldiers, some on horses, some on foot. Over the years, Anara, the leader of the Amazon village, had gained more knowledge about the power of the Whispering Pine, and she had gained the secret of the Whispering Pine, not known to any existing human. And with that, she was able to foretell the war that was coming, and so she prepared her warriors to prepare themselves for this battle. She taught them how to fight using arrows, bows, and knives, and how to climb the pines and hide behind the pines to make them invincible. The women had grew over the years to be courageous and very energetic women, hardworking women with strength that was unbelievable. So the women were ready for whatever will await them in the future. So back to the foot soldiers. They were heading to where they perceived was where the Amazon village was located. Little did they know that the Amazon village only opens up to women. Men were not allowed. They kept running round in circles and couldn't find the village. The Amazon women already heard about the arrival of the foot warriors, and so they laid ambush and waited for these men. When it was time, they came out with their bows, their arrows, and their stick, and they attacked. The battle was an immense battle. The women fought with all their strength and power, but the foot soldiers outnumbered them, and the women could only try as much as they could. And Nara, seeing that the women was not compared to the men in terms of strength and number, Nara quickly ran into the forest, into the whispering pine, to get the secret of the whispering pine. And on arrival, she chewed into the root that she had gotten from the pine and blew it into the air, and it was carried by the wind and deposited into the nostrils of every Amazon woman on that battlefield. And immediately they were transformed. Their eyes was as bright as the star, and their eyes shoot lightning. Their arrows were fast, and it was as sharp as you can imagine. They were running with the speed of light, and they were invincible to the foot warriors. The foot warriors, having realized that the Amazon women now possess powers beyond imagination, they fled for their lives. It was a day of jubilation and celebration for the Amazon women, as they had conquered and won their first ever fought battles. Back in the village, the greedy king did not believe what the foot soldiers had told him, and so he sent more foot soldiers to attack the Amazon village. But of course, the pines never opened up to them. They were running in circles until they got fed up and went back to report to the king. The king kept sending soldiers to find the location of the Amazon Pine Women village, but he never found it until his reign was over. And so that was how the history of the village of women called the Amazon village of the Whispering Pine came into existence. And history says it that if you are a woman and you are destitute and you need a place to call home, that if you have a clean heart and you have good courage, that when you head towards the eastern part of Africa, that the Amazon pine will open up to you. And history also says that that village is still in existence. Although civilization has affected a lot of things, but they are still in existence, and they are one of the strongest women village in time.